Welcome to St Petersburg, Russia. It was the capital of Russia for 2 centuries until the revolution of 1917, and then the Bolsheviks moved their capital to Moscow. But in 1926, following the death of Lenin, the city was named Leningrad. It's famous for its Hermitage museum, its monument, the Winter Palace, and its amazing cathedrals. Let's go and see St Petersburg. Already we just get a feel for the grandeur and the elegance of the city. So just walking towards this magnificent cathedral. We're going to see that tomorrow properly, but look at that. Passing all the tourist stalls. Look at that. That is amazing. It's from the Second World War, during the siege of Leningrad. This was turned into a morgue for all the people who'd starved to death. Look how good it is inside. So after the revolution of 1917, the church was completely ransacked and looted and damaged, and it was eventually closed in the 1930s. It was used as a storehouse for vegetables. Imagine carrots and potatoes and turnips piled up in here. And it's now one of the prime tourist sites of St Petersburg. You can see why. And there's loads of little touristy knickknacks, icons. Just bought myself a magnet, St Petersburg. So we're in Palace Square, and wait for this, look at the Winter Palace. It's amazing. Well, the Winter Palace was the home of the Tsars for 200 years, and here are some interesting facts about it. Inside there are almost 2,000 doors, 1,500 rooms. When the Bolsheviks took to power, they stormed the Winter Palace and they ripped picture frames from the walls, crockery was smashed, and they even managed to get into the wine cellar. So we're inside the grounds. Look at this strange sculpture. What is it? Feet but no body. Look at this. This is just splendour. But what do you prefer, Soviet Lenin or the majesty of imperialistic Russia? The Winter Palace was originally housing Catherine the Great's massive art collection. Madonna and Child, Leonardo da Vinci, acquired in 1914. There's even an Egyptian section with a mummy. So in 1905, this square I'm standing in right now was the scene of the Sunday Bloody Massacre, when thousands of peasants congregated here to deliver a petition to the Tsar demanding better rights for themselves. But unfortunately, troops fired upon them, killing hundreds of innocent civilians. And just over here, across the water, just looks like pure Russia. So this here is a statue of Peter the Great, and that stone is called the Thunderstone, and it's the biggest single piece of rock moved by humans. And this magnificent building is St Isaac's Cathedral. Utterly magnificent. I keep on saying it about St Petersburg. Splendid views, splendid columns. Love it. So now we're heading down there to that Admiralty building, which is or was the former headquarters of the Imperial Navy. And in the park opposite, we reckon these geezers running up and down are the naval cadets. He's leading the charge. So now we're on the main shopping street of St Petersburg, Nevsky Avenue. So this is Kazan Cathedral, named after Our Lady of Kazan. and during Soviet times they turned it into the Museum of History, Religion and Atheism. So we just come to this place, which we think is called Elisiev, which is famous for its food hall. It's going to buy some Russian dolls. There you go. Or of course, Russian caviar. Or Beluga vodka. But we're heading right up the street to one of the main city squares. So this obelisk to one of the 12 cities, Russian hero cities, awarded after the Second World War. This city got it from during the siege of Leningrad, and the Germans had blockaded the whole city for nearly 900 days. 1 million inhabitants died, either starved to death or froze to death. Look at this. I think this is the train. Perfect timing. So this is what we have come for. Look at that. Lenin and that magnificent building behind it. So this is the House of the Soviets. Originally built to house the might of the Soviet government. The Second World War broke out and that put an end to that. So then it became the military headquarters of the Soviet army here. Feast your eyes. So in 1881, possibly along that side or this side of the canal, the Tsar was going along in his carriage when somebody chucked a grenade, hit him but didn't kill him, but it made him really angry, and he got out to shake the person who threw it. Someone else threw another grenade and that got him, and he managed to get to the Winter Palace, but he died a few hours later. So it's the next morning and the weather has taken a turn for the worse. I'm going to try to walk to something ironically called the Summer Palace. So here is the summer house of Peter the Great, and it was the first of the palaces to be built by the Russian emperors in this city. So back at the hotel after our sightseeing tour of St Petersburg. See you next time.